for summer production. And Bank 7, I'd like to give credit to those people who at the end of the play will not be taking their bows, but deserve credit and bow taking. Primarily, as you can see on the playbill, Shavy and Jeremy for Seth, Amy Love, Rina Sichel, and Pamela Wadler for creating the playbill and making sure that you have it. Harry Cook, David Petrix, and Penny Weinblatt for all the sound effects that you're going to be hearing throughout the play. Scott Klein, Danny Reicho, Daniel Rosen, and Evan Shapiro for acting as our hopefully invisible stage managers. Finally, most importantly, Milty Goldman for coming on time, as usual and always, and setting up the lights and the sound system, and Ari Gordon for walking the spotlight. Now, the only thing you must remember as you see this play is that we reproduced the original production, which means that the curtain never closes. So, scene changes are done in almost darkness. However, that is the way the play was intended, and we would greatly appreciate if you would keep your silence during these changes as you will during the actual scenes. I'd like to turn the mic over to Adina Rubin, who will introduce the play.
The play, The Diary of Anne Frank, is presented tonight, Chata Av, as a zikaron of another period in our history we dare not forget. The Frank family had moved from Germany to Holland when Hitler came to power. There, Mr. Frank ran a successful importing business. When Germany invaded Holland, the Franks made plans to escape. However, before they could obtain visas and passports, they received a notice that their daughter Margot must report for deportation. Mr. Frank's Dutch employees helped him convert a small hidden attic in his factory into living quarters and brought them food and news for almost 2 years that they remained in hiding. After the war, Mr. Frank, the attic's only survivor, found his daughter's diary. A close friend read it and convinced him to have it published. Since then, it has been translated into many languages and performed in Israel, the U.S., and most Western European countries. The thoughts, hopes, and tragic death of this young girl has brought to the world's attention the truth about an event that most people would choose to forget. Her story is the story of one, which we must then multiply by 6 million. With great pride, Hillel's Bank 7 is proud to present The Diary of Anne Frank.
Yes, me. Yes.
Everyone in the office has gone home. It's after 6. Don't stay up here, Mr. Frank. What's the use of torturing yourself like this?
I've come to say goodbye. I'm leaving here, Meep.
What do you mean? Where are you going? Where?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Mr. Frank, you can't leave here. This is your home. Amsterdam is your home. Your business is here, waiting for you. You're needed here. Now that the war is over, there are things that...
I can't stay in Amsterdam, Meep. There are too many memories for me. Everywhere there's something. The house we lived in, the school. I'm not the person you used to know me. I'm a bitter old man. Forgive me. I shouldn't speak to you like this. After all that you've been through, the suffering.
No, it wasn't suffering. You can't say we suffered.
I know what you went through, you and Mr. Krayler, and I'll remember it as long as I live. Come, Eve.
Mr. Frank, did you see? There are some of your papers here. We found them in a heap of rubbish on the floor after you left.
Burn them.
But Mr. Frank, there are letters, notes.
Burn them, all of them.
Like this?
Anne's diary. Monday, the 6th of July, 1942. 1942. Is it possible, me? Only 3 years ago. Dear diary, since you and I are going to be great friends, I will start by telling you about myself. My name is Anne Frank. I am 13 years old. I was born in Germany, the 12th of June, 1929. As my family is Jewish, we emigrated to Holland when Hitler came to power.
My father
started a business,
importing spices and herbs. Things went well for us until 1940. Then the war came and the Dutch capitulation, followed by the arrival of the Germans. Then things got very bad for the Jews. You could not do this, and you could not do that. They forced Father out of his business. We had to wear yellow stars. I had to turn in my bike. I couldn't go to a Dutch school anymore. I couldn't go to the movies, or ride in an automobile, or even on a streetcar, and a million other things. But somehow, we children still managed to have fun. Yesterday, Father told me we were going into hiding. Where, we would not say. At 5 o'clock this morning, Mother woke me and told me to hurry and get dressed. I was to put on as many clothes as I could. It would look too suspicious if we walked alone carrying suitcases. It wasn't until we were on our way that I learned where we were going. Our hiding place was to be upstairs in the building where Father used to have his business. 3 other people were coming in with us. The Van Dans and their son Peter. Father knew the Van Dans, but we had never met them.
Something's happened to them, I just know it. Now, Mr. Frank said they'd be here at 7 o'clock. He said they have 2 miles to walk. You can't expect. They've been picked up, that's what happened. They've been taken. You see?
Mr. Van Daan, Mrs. Van Daan, Peter. There were too many green police on the streets. We had to take the long way around.
And
My wife Edith, Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan, their son Peter, my daughters Margot and Anne.
I'm sorry there's still so much confusion. I must go. I must be out here and downstairs in the office before the work begins. Meep or I, or both of us, will be up here each day to bring you food and news and find out what your needs are. Oh, tell them about the noise?
I'll tell them.
Goodbye then for now. I'll come up again after the work begins.
how can we thank you?
I never thought I'd live to see the day when a man like Mr. Frank would have to go into hiding. When you think,
What did he mean about the noise?
First, let's take off some of these clothes.
It's a wonder we weren't arrested. Petronella with her fur coat and the lion. Peter's cat crying all the way.
A cat? Anne, please. It's all right. I've got on 3 more.
Now, about the noise. While the men are in the building below, we must have complete quiet. Every sound can be heard, not only in the workrooms, but in the offices also. The men arrive at around 8:30 and leave at about 5:30. So from 8 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock at night, we must move only when it is necessary. We must not speak above a whisper. We must not use the sinks. We must not run any wood, or forgive me, the WC. The pipes run through the workrooms and would be heard. No trash. No trash must ever be thrown out that might reveal that someone is living up here. Not even a potato carry. We will burn all the trash in the stove at night. This is the way we must live until it is over, if we are to survive.
Until it is over.
After 6, we can move about and play games just as we would at home. And now, I think it would be wise if we got settled before 8 o'clock. Mrs. Van Dam, you and your husband will sleep upstairs. I am sorry that there was no room up there for Peter, but he will be over here next to us. This will be our common room, where we will talk and read and play games just as we would just like one big happy family.
What's your cat's name? Moosey. Moosey. I love cats. I have one, a darling little cat, but they made me leave her behind. I left some food and a note for the neighbors to take care of her. I'm going to miss her terribly. What is yours, a him or a her?
He's a Tom. He doesn't like strangers.
Then I'll have to stop being a stranger, won't I? Is he fixed?
Huh?
Did you have him fixed?
No.
Oh, you ought to have him fixed to keep him from, fighting. Where do you go to school?
Jewish secretary.
But that's where Margaret and I go. I never saw you around.
I used to see you sometimes
You did?
in the schoolyard. You were always in the middle of a bunch of kids.
Why didn't you come over?
I'm sort of a lone wolf.
What are you doing?
Taking it off.
But you can't do that. They will arrest you if you go out without your star.
He was going out.
Why, of course. You're right. Of course we don't need them anymore. I wonder what our friends will think when we don't show up today.
I didn't have any dates with anyone.
Oh, I did. I had a date with Jopi to go and play ping pong at her house. Do you know Jopi Dewar?
No.
Jopi's my best friend. I wonder what she'll think when she telephones and there's no answer. Probably she'll go over to the house. I wonder what she'll think. We left everything as if we'd suddenly been called away. Breakfast dishes in the sink, beds not made. Look, it's still there. What are you going to do with yours?
Burn it.
It's funny. I can't throw mine away. I don't know why.
You can't throw something they branded you with that they made you wear so they could spit on you?
I know. But after all, it is the Star of David, isn't it?
Maybe it's different for a girl.
Peter, we must find a bed for your cat. I'm glad you brought your cat and was so upset about hers. Will this do?
Thanks.
Nice boy there, Peter.
He's awfully shy, isn't he?
You'll like him, I know.
I certainly hope so, since he's the only boy I'm likely to see for months and months.
And there's a box over there. Would you open it?
You know the way I'm going to think of it here. I'm going to think of it as a boarding house. A very peculiar summer boarding house. Like the one that Father, my movie stars. I was looking for them this morning. And Queen Wilhelmina, how wonderful.
Go on, look further.
A diary. I've never had a diary, and I've always longed for one. Pencil. I'm going to the office to get a pencil.
Anne, no!
But there's no one in the building now.
I'm sorry. You must never go beyond that door. Never.
Never? Not even on Sundays or at night when no one's in the building? Can't I go down to listen to my radio?
No, never. It isn't safe. No, you must never go beyond that door.
I see.
It'll be hard, I know. But just remember, there are no locks, no bolts, no doors that anyone can put on your mind. Meat will bring us books. We'll read mythology, history, poetry. Here's your milk. Actually, there are a lot of advantages to us being here. Remember that coat you inherited from Margot? You won't have to wear that anymore. And the piano. You won't have to take piano lessons anymore. This is going to be a grand life for you.
What it feels like to go into hiding. But I really don't know yet myself. I only know it's funny never to be able to go outdoors, never to breathe fresh air, never to run and shout and jump. It's the silence in the night that frightens me the most. Every time I hear a creak in the house or a step on the street outside, I'm sure they're coming for us. The days aren't so bad. At least we know that Meeper and Mr. Kraler are down there below us in the office. Our protectors, we call them. I asked Father what would happen to them if the Nazis found out they were hiding us. He said they would suffer the same fate that we would. Imagine, they know this, and yet they come up here. They're always cheerful and gay, as if there's nothing in the world to bother them. Friday, the 21st of August, 1942. Today I'm going to tell you our general news. Mother dumb bit from her. She insists on treating me like a baby, which I loathe. Otherwise, things are getting better. The weather is...
It's safe now. The last workman has left.
Whee! And I'm first to WC.
6 o'clock. School's over.
Have you seen my shoes? Your shoes? You've taken them, haven't you? I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to be sorry. Am I? And dear, wait till I get you. I'm waiting. Peter, don't! Stop it! Ow! And Peter! Peter? Where are you going? Come dance with me. I tell you I don't know how. I'll teach you. I have to go feed Mushi his dinner. Can I watch? He doesn't like people watching while he eats. Peter, please. No. And I don't think you should play like that with Peter. It's not dignified. Who cares if it's dignified? I don't want to be dignified. You complain that I don't treat you like a grown-up. But when I do, you resent it. I only want some fun, someone to laugh and clown with. If you sat still all day and hardly moved, you've got to have some fun. I don't know what's the matter with that boy.
He isn't used to girls. Give him a little time.
Time? Isn't 2 months time? I could cry. Come on, Margaret, dance with me. Come on, please. I have to help with supper. Nick hasn't come yet? The workman just left a little while ago. What's for dinner? Beans. Not again. Poor Pretty, I know. But what can we do? That's all that we brought us. We are now in what is known as the bean cycle. Beans boiled, beans on casserole, beans and strings, beans without strings. I saw you in there playing with your cat. He just went in for a second putting his coat away. He's been out here all the time doing his lessons.
And he got an excellent in English and a very good in Latin.
How about algebra?
I must admit, up until now, I was ahead of you in algebra. But today, you caught up. We'll have to leave it to Margot to correct.
Isn't algebra bio, Pim?
Fine.
How did I do? Excellent, 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 excellent.
You forgot to use the subjunctive here.
Should I? I thought, look here. I didn't use it here.
Mrs. Van Zandt, may I try on your coat?
No, and it's all right, but careful with it. My father gave it to me the year before he died. He always looked at that stuff I used to buy.
Mrs. Van Zandt, did you have a lot of boyfriends before you were married?
And that's a personal question. It's not courteous to ask personal questions. Oh, I don't mind. Our house is always swarming with boys. We were wearing Oxford very short those days, and I had good-looking legs. I still have them. I may not be as pretty as I used to be, but I still have my legs.
Mother, for heaven's sake.
Oh, I embarrass you, do I? Well, I just hope the girl you marry has as good. My father used to worry about me with all those boys hanging around. He told me that if any of them gets fresh, you say to him, remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady. Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Look at you talking to her like that. Don't you know she puts it all down in that diary?
So she does. I'm only telling the truth.
And, have you seen my bike? And,
Mr. Van Den is speaking to you.
you're the most aggravating. The trouble with you is you're spoiled. What you need is a good old-fashioned spank.
Remember, Mr. So-and-so, remember, I'm a lady.
Why can't you be nice like your sister Margaret? Why do you have to show off all the time? Well, let me give you some advice, young lady. Men don't like that kind of thing in a girl. Men like a domestic girl who'll keep her house shining for her husband. Who'll cook and clean and sew.
I hope you might be. I'm going to
Yeah.
I'm going to be a famous dancer, or singer, or something wonderful. Now look what you've done, you clumsy little fool! My beautiful fur coat my father gave me! I'm very sorry. What do you care? It isn't yours, so go on, ruin it! Do you know what this coat costs? Do you? And now look at it! Look at it! I'm very, very sorry. I can kill you for this! I can just kill you!
Petronella, leech, come back! The supper, come back!
And you must not behave in that way. It was an accident. Anyone can have an accident. I don't mean that. I mean the answering back. You must not answer back. You don't hear Mark getting into arguments with them, do you? Watch Mark. Always courteous to them. Never familiar. She keeps her distance, and they respect her for it. Try to be like Mark. And have them walk all over me the way they do to her? No thanks. I'm not afraid that anyone's gonna walk all over you, Anna. I'm afraid for other people that you'll walk on them. I don't know what happens to you sometimes, Anna. You're wild, self-willed. If I ever talk to my mother as you talk to me. Things have changed. People aren't like that anymore. Yes, Mother, no, Mother, anything you say, Mother. I've got to fight things out for myself. Make something of myself. It isn't necessary to fight to do it. Margaret doesn't fight, isn't she? Margaret. That's all I hear from everyone. How wonderful Margaret is. Why aren't you more like Margaret? Oh, come on, Anne. Don't be so... Everything she does is right, and everything I do is wrong. I'm the goat around here. You're all against me, and you, worst of all.
You know, Anne, in half an hour she'll be out here laughing and joking. Here, I'll get my books. Here's my list. Eve's here. Meek's here.
Mr. Creeler!
How are you, Mr. Crow?
Mr. Krill has something to talk over with us, which he says demands an immediate decision.
What is it?
Usually when I come up here, I try to bring you some bit of good news. Today something has happened. Dirk, you know, came to me just now. He tells me he has a Jewish friend living here, a dentist. He says he's in trouble. He begged me, could I do anything for this man? Could I find him a hiding spot? So I've come to you. I know it's a terrible thing to ask of you, living the way you are. But will you take him in with you?
Of course we will.
It'll just be for a night or two until I find some other place. This happened so suddenly that I didn't know where to turn.
Where is he?
Downstairs in the office.
Bring him up.
His name is Dustin. Johann Dustin.
Tasso. I think I know him.
I'll go get him.
I'm sorry I spoke without consulting you, but I knew you'd feel as I do.
There's no reason for you to consult anyone. You can do exactly as you please. This is your place. I was just wondering, with so little food and 7 of us, taking in another person would be very difficult.
We can stretch the food. It'll only be for a few days.
You want to make a bet?
Come in, Mr. Dussel.
This is Mr. Frank.
Mr. Otto Frank. Mr. and Mrs. Van Daan, their son Peter, my wife Edith, and my two daughters Margot and Anne.
What can I say to thank you? Mr. Kraler and me by our lifeline. Without them, we wouldn't live.
Please, please. You make it seem very heroic. That's not it at all. We simply don't like the Nazis. We don't like their methods. We don't like...
I know. No one's going to tell us Dutchmen what to do with their damn Jews.
Pay no attention to Mr. Frank. I'll be up tomorrow to see how they're treating me. Don't bother to come down again. Peter will bolt the door after me. Won't you?
Mr. Dussel, I hope you realize that there's very little food for the seven of us.
Mr. Van Daan, you don't realize what's happening outside the church, thing like that. You don't realize what's going on. Right here in Amsterdam, every day hundreds of Jews disappear. They surround the blocks and search house by house. Children come home from school to find their parents. Hundreds are being deported. People that you and I know, that haven't seen.
We didn't know, but things have gotten so much worse.
Forgive me for speaking so.
You know the Duals? Their daughter, Dopey, and I are in the same class. Dopey's my best friend.
They are gone.
Gone?
With all the others.
Oh no, not Dopey!
Excuse me if I haven't really expressed my gratitude to all of you. This has been such a shock to me. I've always thought of myself as Dutch. I was born in Holland. My father was born in Holland. And my granddaughter. And now, after all these years, it was...
I'll show you to you.
Let me help you. Have you always lived alone? Have you any family at all?
No one.
How dreadful. You must be terribly lonely. I don't think I could ever get used to it. Did you even have a pet, a cat or a dog?
I have an allergy to fur-bearing animals. They give me asthma.
Oh dear, Peter has a cat.
Here? He has it here?
Yes, but we hardly ever see it. He keeps it in his room. I'm sure it will be all right.
Let us hope so.
Mr. Dussel and I had another battle yesterday. Yes, Mr. Dussel. According to him, nothing, I repeat, nothing is right about me. My appearance, my character, my manners. While he was going on at me, I thought, sometime I'll give you such a smack that you'll fly right up to the ceiling. Why is it that every grown-up thinks he knows the way to bring up children? Particularly the grown-ups that never had any. I keep wishing that Peter was a girl instead of a boy. Then I would have someone to talk to. Margaret's a darling, but she takes everything too seriously.
No, don't take me.
Shush! Anne, for God's sake, shush!
Save me.
Quiet! For God's sake, quiet! You want someone to hear?
Hush, hush. It's all right. It's all right.
Something must be done about that child, Mrs. Friend. Yelling like that. Who knows but there's someone on the street. See, she's endangering all our lives.
Yes. And darling.
Every night she twists and turns. I don't sleep. I spend my night shushing her. And now it's nightmares.
What is it? What happened?
A nightmare. She was having a nightmare.
I thought someone was murdering her.
Unfortunately, no.
All right. It's over. Back to bed, everybody.
And darling, would you like me to stay with you for a while? No, I don't want you. I want Was I terribly loud? Do you think anyone could have heard?
No, it's all right. Go back to sleep now.
I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm such a coward. I think I'm grown up. I think I've really conquered my fear. And then something happens, and I run to you like a baby.
Shush. It's all right. Go back to sleep now.
They come over, Jay. The noise is terrifying. Tim says it should be music to our ears. The more flames, the sooner will come the end of the war. But for the meanwhile, there's so many things I miss. To ride my bike again, to laugh till my tummy aches, to have new clothes from the skin out, to have a hot tub filled to overflowing and to wallow in it for hours. To be back in school with my friends.
Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadliknei shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avoseinu bayamim hahem b'zeman hazeh. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam she'achiyanu v'kimanu v'giyanu l'zman hazeh.
That was very moving. It isn't over yet. Sit down. There's a lot more. Songs and presents.
Like our St. Nicholas Day.
No, not like St. Nicholas. What kind of Jew are you that you don't know Hanukkah? Anyways, we're all here live. That's present enough. But at least let's have the song, Father. Please. Have you heard the Hanukkah song, Mr. Gutzel? The song is the whole thing. Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah.
I don't think we should sing that song tonight. One is apt to become too enthusiastic.
Oh, please, Father, I promise not to shout.
All right, but I'll keep an eye on you.
Oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll
God almighty! Did you hear anything?
No, I think they've gone.
It's the Green Police, they found us.
If they had, they wouldn't have left. They'd be up here by now.
It may have been the Gestapo looking for papers.
Or a thief looking for money. I'll go down and check.
No, Father, no. There may be someone waiting. It may be a trap.
This is Saturday. There's no way for us to know what has happened until me or Mr. Kraler come on Monday. We cannot live with this uncertainty.
Someone go after Father, make Father come back.
I'll go. Haven't you done enough?
It was a thief. The noise must have scared him away.
Thank God.
He took the cash box and the radio. He left in such a hurry that he left the front door open. And now, I think it'd be good to have some light.
Are you sure it's all right?
Calm down, Margaret, it's all right.
Who says the danger is past? Don't you realize that you're in greater danger than ever?
Mr. Dustle, will you be still?
Thanks to this clumsy fool, there's now someone who knows we're up here. Someone knows we're up here hiding. Someone knows we're up here, yes. But who is that someone? A thief. A thief. Do you think a thief is going to go up to the Green Police and say, I was robbing this place the other night and I heard a noise over my head? Do you think a thief is going to do that? Yes, I think he will. I think someday he'll be caught and he'll make a bargain with the Green Police. If they'll let him off, he'll tell them where some Jews are hiding.
I think you're crazy.
Have we lost all faith? All courage? Just a minute ago, we thought it was the end. But it wasn't. We're safe now. We thank thee, our Lord our God, who has once again seen fit to save us. The song, Ann. Come on, let's have the song. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. A savvy one to play with and love to eat.
Another new year has begun, and we find ourselves still in our hiding place. We have been here now for 1 year, 5 months, and 25 days. It seems that our life is at a standstill. We've had bad news. The people from whom we got our ration books have been arrested, so we have had to cut down on our food. Our stomachs are so empty that they rumble and make strange noises. Monday, 6th of March, 1944. Mr. Kraler is in the hospital. It seems he has ulcer. Tim says we are his ulcer. Meade has to run the business, and us too. The Americans have landed on the southern tip of Italy. Father looks for a quick finish to the war. Have I been skipping too much from one subject to another? I can't help it. I feel it in my whole body and soul. I feel utterly confused. I am longing, so longing, for everything, for friends, for someone to talk to, someone who understands, someone young who feels like me.
And no, Mr. Dusso, I'm not dressed yet. How was that? How does that look?
Fine.
You didn't even look.
Of course I did. It's fine.
Margaret, tell me, am I terribly ugly?
Of course you're not. You've got nice eyes and a lot of animation.
A little vague, aren't you? Margaret, I feel awfully guilty about you.
What about?
I mean, every time I go into Peter's room, I feel I may be hurting you. I know if it were me, I'd be desperately jealous. If it were me.
Of course I'm jealous. Jealous that you've got something to get up in the morning for. So jealous of you and Peter? No.
Maybe there's nothing to be jealous of. Maybe Peter really doesn't like me. Maybe I'm just taking the place of his cat.
Will you please let me in my room?
Just a minute, dear Mr. Dusso. Well, here I go, to run the gauntlet.
Thank you so much.
My God, look at her. I don't know if it is to have a son. I never see him. He wouldn't care if I killed myself.
And won't stay late. She's going to bed promptly at 9. Aren't you, Anne?
Yes, Mother, may I go now?
In my day, it was the boys who called on the girls, not the girls on the boys.
You know how young people like to feel that they have secrets. Peter's room is the only place they can talk.
Talk? That's not what they called it when I was young.
Aren't they impossible? Treating us as if we were still in nursery.
But at least you answered them back. You know just what to say. I never can think, especially when I'm mad.
You're wrong about me. I do it all wrong. I go too far. I hurt people's feelings.
I think you're just fine. What I want to say is, if it weren't for you around here, I don't know what I mean.
Do you mean it, Peter? Do you really mean it?
I said it, didn't I?
Thank you, Peter. Isn't it funny? You and I, here, we've been seeing each other for almost a year and a half. And this last month is the first time we really talked.
Well, you've changed from the first time.
I have?
I used to think you were awful nice.
And what do you think now, Peter? How have I changed?
Well, you're quieter.
I'm glad you just don't hate me.
I never said that.
You liked Margaret, didn't you? Liked her right from the start. Liked her much better than me.
Oh, I don't know.
It's all right. Everyone feels that way. Margaret is so good. She's sweet and bright and beautiful, and I'm not.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh no, I know quite well that I'm not a beauty. I never have been and never shall be.
I think you're pretty.
You do? You really do?
I said it, didn't I?
They're trying hard not to crack.
I have to go.
One star to tell the story. The rest can't finish it. We're having to cut down still further on our meals. What makes it worse, the rats have been at work again. They've carried off some of our precious food. Invasion fever is mounting every day. Means tells us that people outside spoke of nothing else. For myself, life has become more pleasant. I often go to Peter's room after supper. Oh, don't think I'm in love, because I'm not. But I must be honest. I must confess that I actually live for the next meeting. I admit now that I'm glad the young man had a son and not a daughter.
Otto, come now!
What's the matter? What happened?
He's stealing food!
You, give me that!
What is it?
For God's sake, Peter, help!
You greedy, selfish! Looky, what is it? The bread! He was stealing the bread! So it was you, and all the time we thought it was the rats! Mr. Van Dant, how could you?
I'm hungry.
I see the children growing thinner and thinner. Your own son, Peter, I hear him moan in his sleep. He's so hungry. And you come in the night and steal the food that should go to them, to the children? He needs more food than the rest of us. He's used to more. He's a big man. And you're worse than he is. You're a mother, and yet you sacrifice your child to this man?
Eat it!
Don't think I haven't seen you, always saving the choicest bits for him. I've watched you day by day, held my tongue. But not any longer. Not after this. I want him to get out. Get out of here.
Eat it! Get out of here?
What do you mean? Just that. Take your things and get out. No, Mother, no.
You're speaking,
Frank, Mrs.
you're speaking in anger. You don't know what you're saying.
Mr. Van
What about Peter?
Van Dant, yes, of course. Mr. Frank, and Lawrence, and Peter too. Van Dant, Peter. I want to go. Mr. Frank, you put us out on the street?
I've never seen you like this. I don't know you.
At this hour?
I beg of you, don't let her see things like this.
Mr. Frank, the most wonderful news. Invasion has begun.
When?
It began early this morning. The radio. They said he landed on the coast of Normandy. British, American, French, Dutch, Norwegian, all of them. More than 4,000 ships. Churchill spoke. And General Eisenhower. D-Day they call it.
Thank God, it's finally come.
I'm going to tell Mr. Creeler. This will be better than any blood transfusion.
Archie, what is it? What's the matter?
Please, I'm so ashamed.
We've all done things that we're ashamed of. When I think of the terrible things that I said.
Still bread and children.
Speak that way to you. Our friends, our guests.
Stop it. You're spoiling the whole invasion.
Still excellent English. The best part of it is that I have a feeling that friends are home. Who knows? Maybe I'll be
somewhere in the building.
Look, Peter, the sky. What a lovely, lovely day. Look how beautiful the clouds are. Someday, when we're outside again, I'm going to...
For the past 2 years, we have lived in fear. Now, we can live in hope.
Waiting for us now. They've allowed us 5 minutes to get our things. So, dear diary, that means that I must leave you behind. Goodbye for a while. P.S. Please, me or Mr. Kramer or anyone else, if you should find this diary, will you please keep it safe for me? But someday, I hope.
We'd gone to the country to find food. When we came back, the block was surrounded by police. We made it our business to learn how they knew. It was the thief. The thief told us.
It's strange to say that anyone could be happy in a concentration camp. But Anne was happy in the camp they sent her. After 2 years of being shut up, she could be outside in the sunshine that she loved. The news of the war was good. The British and Americans were sweeping through France. We felt sure that they would get to us in time. In September, they told us we were being moved to Poland. The men to one camp, the women to another. I went to Auschwitz. They went to Belsen. After the war, people would go from group to group asking, where were you? You at Belsen? At Buchenwald? At Mauthausen? Did you ever see my wife? My husband? My son? My daughter? That's how I found out about the death of my wife. The Van Dams. Dussel. Margot. But Anne, I had still hoped. Yesterday, I heard of a woman who had been at Belsen with Anne. I know now.
In spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart.
She puts me to shame.